5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Tampa.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. In motion left, Godwin.
Mayfield to throw it.
That's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run here with Irving.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
Here's Mayfield.
That's caught by Durham.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Mayfield.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon.
And back deep, Avery Williams.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
This is 2nd and 8. Here's Hurts to throw.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as he'll get this to the 26-yard line.
It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Here's 3rd and 9. Throwing is Hurts. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. The Trey Palmer deep for Tampa Bay.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive.
A last series form, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here, and they start out with a nice gain and a quick 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Baker going to give it to Irving. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Bucky Irving.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Buccaneers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Hurts. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 43. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
A first down carry for Barkley. Wiggles free. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 2. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Dotson in motion right. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that will bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, it's Hurts. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. In motion left comes Brown. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, Mayfield.
Now there's a short one taken in by Otten.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Straight ahead, it's Irving.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now a 3rd and 6.
Now Mayfield. And a catch right side by Evans.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A quick throw. Here's Shepard.
So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. Otten brings it in over the middle. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. To throw, Mayfield.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll set up a throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. A give to Barkley out of the gun.
And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain.
They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line.
Jordan Davis, just a monster on that play, stopping it from going anywhere.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
A first carry for Rachaad White.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st.
A run up the middle with Irving.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Zach Bond there on the tackle.
He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what he did on that play.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, if nothing else, they were able to pick up 1 first down on this drive and get it away from their own goal line. But not much happening after that, and it leads to a punting situation.
Riley Dixon now to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
They begin with a run by Barkley.
Taken down at the 42.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
2nd and 7.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Now an option play on second down.
Gets past one man. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Elliott good on the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Well, time to get another look at this Buccaneer offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You can go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Once again, it's Irving.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
68 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And slapping each other on the back up in the boots right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him.
Here's Mayfield.
And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Mayfield to throw it. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Mayfield. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
2nd down and 6 now.
Mayfield now. His throw incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Mayfield looks to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
And his kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. Quick throw to Barkley.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Throwing is Hurts.
Got him in. It's Brown. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Hurts sets up to throw it.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
They'll throw now on the final play.
That one downfield for Dotson.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
They go play action with Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hurts.
It's caught. Smith. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. He was able to get away initially on that play, but ultimately not much space to roam.
Great job there by them containing him, because you mentioned he got away initially, and how many times does that end up with a guy taking off for 15 or 20 yards? Here, the support was there, and they made the tackle for a loss.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
That was an example of excellent defense there. They stuffed them. So now it brings up a 3rd down situation. If I'm calling plays here, I make sure I put it in the hands of my quarterback and get it to a receiver real fast. I'm not running the ball here.
On 3rd down, they go with Irving. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 86 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Throwing, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here's a handoff to Irving.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. On the move to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Here's a 2nd and 8. In motion left, Godwin.
Now Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hit 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
In motion left, Godwin.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Mayfield with it once more. And that is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10.
So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they double that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at the 31-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one complete to Smith. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Second and 6.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
And just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
They're going to look to throw. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Irving.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Jalen Carter in on that tackle.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
A shotgun handoff here to Irving.
And some room to roam now. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
111 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
To throw, Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Bucs are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Bucs are able to widen their advantage.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes, because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And out across midfield down to the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
16 more on that one and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball, creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
Second down and a yard. Looking to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And the Eagles are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. It'll be first and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter.
From the gun, it's Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete.
3 yards is the gain that time, second and goal.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
On second and goal, here's the option.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So now fourth and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll start on the ground with Irving. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Mayfield.
This one taken in by Otten.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Mayfield to throw it. He finds his target. It's Evans. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
They run out of the gun with Irving.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Mayfield. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this will remain an 11-point spread.
Now, Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Dotson in motion right.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Hurts.
He's got Smith here.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? The Eagles on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Smith in motion right. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
Levante David in on the tackle. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Going for it all. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that one to the right side and incomplete. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Mayfield now. Evans has it left side. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
On the ground, it's Irving.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll run. This is Irving.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
They'll try and run here with Irving. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the 1st.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Mayfield looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing, Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Evans.
And the Buccaneers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Mayfield.
Complete right side to Otten.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs.
The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Bucs have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Hurts and the Eagles now down by 15. 2:19 to play. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Here's Hurts to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Hurts. Incomplete.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts in the middle of the field. That should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Hurts fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. And time, a huge factor. They need 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion mixed in there as well. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. This is Smith with a grab. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll drop to throw. Rolling to his left. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. That's Kalijah Cansey in to get him down.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part 1 of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick.
Elliott good with a PAT as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So with an even 30 seconds to go, everything will come down to this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
But, Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.